Without a doubt, the opportunity in Africa is huge.
Africa itself is now the fastest growing continent in the world.
Africa today is 1.2 billion people. We're going to be 4.5 billion by the end of the century.
1 in every 4 people in the world will be African in the next 20 years.
By 2050, the majority of the youth globally will be based out of Africa.
We're going to be one of the continents with the largest number of cities above 10 million people.
8 out of the largest 20 cities in the world are expected to be in Africa over the next few decades.
There's so much potential. There's no other continent which has that growth.
Over the last 20 years, the conference has gotten bigger, it's gotten better.
It's a conference by Africans for Africans, and it's got boots on the ground.
Everyone that wants to invest in Africa goes to this conference.
It is simply the most efficient way to meet existing and new investors.
We've been to Johannesburg, Senegal,
In Nairobi, in Cairo, in Morocco, in Kinshasa.
It's been across the continent.
20 years ago, we had less than 200 people. Today, we're talking 700 to 800 people.
Africa's done a great job at spotlighting gender lens investing on the continent.
In Africa, even after 25 years of investing, I still see a gap between perception and reality.
So closing that gap is done only by educating the market. AVCA has done a great job to explain the stories.
AVCA's research enables investors to understand each of the markets from all the 54 countries across the continent. You're seeing a significant growth in female-led fund managers. 20 years ago, you could count the number of women on one hand. Today, hundreds. And we've brought color to the room.
When I look at AVCA's future, I think there's one thing, which is how can we attract more private capital into the continent? And AVCA is in an ideal position to go outside Africa to bring that private capital back in by telling them the success stories and convincing that private capital that Africa today is a great continent to invest.
20 years ago, there were hardly any domestic African investors. Fast forward to today, you have African pension funds, insurance companies, and AVCA has been at the forefront of advocacy that has enabled regulation for local pension funds to actually invest in the asset class.
What it makes AVCA special is its members, without a doubt.
The level of engagement, the networking,
The information flow.
It's the community that all convenes in a beautiful city in Africa every year.
We invest in Africa because we believe on the power of change. We're creating a huge amount of impact.
We also have a heavy emphasis on sustainability, on gender empowerment, because we think that makes companies stronger and more attractive for ultimate exits. If I was to describe AVCA in one word, it would be partner.
Important.
Fun.
Connecting, impact, collaborative,
Change.
pioneering, visionary.
Energy.
the one word is catalyst, because it's driving more dollars, more naira, more rand that are going to enable Africa to reach its full potential.